Hello everyone and welcome to part 2 of the Danny Phantom Urban Jungle playthrough, and it's time for another bonus stage. Now the goal is to basically just blast as many ghosts as you can in the 3-minute time limit. Which I got a feeling is going to be a good chunk of this part, should I allow it to be. I'm just kind of mindlessly pew-pewing away here. But yes, I will definitely have to look into maybe playing the DS version of this game. I should at least look it up, 'cause I know nothing about it. I don't have a lot of DS games. I have a DS. That's something I would eventually maybe want to figure out how to get an emulator up and running or something. Maybe I could do some DS games like Sonic Rush and the DS version of Sonic Colors. Or my personal favorite DS game, the Pokemon Soul Silver remake. Which eventually I think I will do a Pokemon playthrough. It's just a matter of time, a matter of planning. I like to try to take on shorter games sometimes. But eventually I would like to do a Pokemon playthrough despite some of the stuff I may have said in my early videos about not wanting to do that. It just didn't seem possible at the time, really. Which is mostly why I was against it. I love the Pokemon franchise. So maybe one of these days I'll play something. I would at least like to play the first 3 generations. Those are the ones that I've played the most. Those are the ones I like the most. Man, I'm starting to kind of get swarmed over here. But I've still got a minute left on the clock, so see what I can do. I do like that there's that succession chain there where if you hit enough ghosts in a row, you can rack up big numbers. I don't know that it necessarily means anything, but it's still nice to see it on the screen. Oh, and it looks like I did not make it to the time limit, but that's okay. It's all good, folks. I made it close enough. I still got a good number of points out of the bonus level. Now let's get back to the main game, shall we? Jump out of the ghost portal, see what's going on. This is terrible. Your parents took away your video games again? Uh-oh. That did happen in the episode. Undergrowth captures Sam and turns her into a plant girl. This can't be good, folks. There you see. She's captured by the piranha plant-like thing. And now she is Plant Girl. And that will lead us into World 3. I'm assuming, yes, she will be the boss at the end of this world. So let's get back onto it here. Let's pick out the inventory. Looks like I'm going to keep it nice and simple this time. World 3-1. Man, I just really like this game. I like the colors. It's a fun game. It's very vibrant and colorful, and the music's alright. I mean, it's not like standout, but it will suffice. And plus, you do hear the Danny Phantom theme song during the credits. Although it's slightly remixed for GBA hardware. But yeah, whenever it comes to the Butch Hartman Nickelodeon cartoons, I think I would probably... Ah, man, it's tough. I mean, I really like Fairly Odd Parents, but I really like Danny Phantom too. I think I'd probably pick Fairly Odd Parents over Danny Phantom, to be honest. But there's a lot more bad seasons of Fairly Odd Parents than there were Danny Phantom. It seemed like the longer Fairly Odd Parents went on, the worse it got, which I guess in a way I'm kind of glad Danny Phantom only went on for 3 seasons, because I feel like it probably would have definitely got worse the longer it went on. At least under Hartman's direction. Let's see, there are different power-ups you can get, though. I know I already mentioned that, but there are things you can also do to level up said power-ups. There's these little capsule-looking things you can get that... And not the ones with the letters on them, but there's like a... There's a different one. Oh no, it's Plant Girl. This shouldn't be too terribly difficult, though. And this is a neat case where if I happen to die here during the boss battle, I don't have to restart the boss battle, thankfully. Or the stage. So I can afford to take a couple of damages here. Now you do only get 4 lives. I think there might be continues, but I didn't really stick around and mess up enough to find out. It is kind of interesting that she's like 3 times the scale of Danny's sprite, though, even though it's just Sam. But yeah, I really enjoy that this game is pretty faithful to the source material, and so is the Ultimate Enemy game. One day I would like to do a playthrough of that if I can ever figure out how. And you see I've gotten my first death. Yeah, there's those other level upgrades for the your attack. Alright, cool. Stage clear, folks. I'm sure that's not the last we'll see of Plant Girl, though, is it? Maybe? Maybe it is. Alright, I guess it is. Cool deal. See, like I said in the last part I might have mentioned, I hadn't went back and looked at this footage in a couple of months. I've been very busy behind the scenes, so I'm just jumping into these playthroughs to record the commentaries. See what's going on in World 3-2. A little bit more of the same. Let's see. I wonder how high I'll be able to rack up that number, that chain. So far it's 19, 20, dude. It just keeps going. I like the looks of this. 25. But yeah, I'm not sure what each of those are. I know the L is like a laser beam. So that's pretty cool, but I'm not a fan of the laser beam attack in this one. I like the attack that I have now currently, the three pew-pews spewing out everywhere. Pew-pew-pew. There's that song I used to hear on TikTok all the time. Pew-pew-pew! Pew-pew-pew! There were all kinds of silly songs on TikTok back in the day. I don't use that app anymore, but it was definitely a mainstay during the pandemic a few years ago. There's another one I was just thinking of. Chicken wing, hot dog and bologna, chicken and macaroni, chilling with my homies. I feel like there's probably some others that I'm forgetting. It's probably for the best. I have enough brain rot and pointless jingles in my head. The one that was, that's not really a jingle, but I went down a rabbit hole a couple of weeks ago trying to find some old Little Caesars commercials. Hey, it's Undergrowth again. But yeah, because there was a point in time where I could have swore I remembered the Little Caesars mascot saying value, value in his commercials instead of the iconic pizza, pizza. Because there actually were. There was like in sometime in the mid 2000s, there was like a stretch where they just had him say value, and it was really hard to track those commercials down. Because I was thinking maybe it was a Mandela effect, or I was remembering wrong, and every time I Googled it, I couldn't get any information. So that was neat to find. I was kind of glad to do some justice to my memory. I've got the ghostly ice attack this time, and that seems to be working pretty good so far. So far, so good. And ghostly ice has taken Undergrowth's health down significantly and substantially. Gotta look out for them spiky bits. I think I was able to shoot a couple of those spiky bits. Alright, cool. Now, that's not the last we're gonna see of Undergrowth, folks. I know I've said that before, but he is the main villain, so he shows up a couple of times. Alright, see what's going on now. What is this? That's a good question. Ah, the core of Undergrowth, hey? Seems like... looks like you're going back to the ghost zone. Walker's Ghost Prison, huh? That's gonna set it up for the first-person shooter levels. Yes, this game does have a little bit of variety. It would have been neat to see, like, a platformer, like a Danny Phantom platformer. Or maybe a couple of games, like, maybe like a PS2 game or something. It's very strange that they went ahead and made a couple of games for the Game Boy Advance toward the end of the life cycle of the console. And then I don't know that either game really sold all too well. I know that there was like a big promotion with the Ultimate Enemy episode from Season 2, and it was like a financial failure where they only made back like $10,000 of the $1 million they poured into the Burger King toy tie-in and the games. And that was pretty much when Nickelodeon turned on the series, because the financial failure of all of that stuff. Which is really a shame. Which I just think maybe they just promoted everything wrong. They just went about it wrong or something. I'm not quite sure. The toys, the Burger King toys did look kind of lame. I did see there's a few sets on eBay here and there. There's not a lot of merchandise though from this series. Although I do have one of the I do have a couple of shirts, and I do have the Danny Phantom Funko Pop, which was kind of hard to get. Those things are kind of rare. And then you have the even rarer one, which is the Ember McLean Ghost, and that Funko Pop's like $200 to $300. And I'm just like, why? How are these plastic little bobblehead-looking things so expensive? Now I think I will just let all these ghosts run free. Run, little ghosts, run and be free. But yeah, that'll pretty much end the bonus stage whenever it gets to 30. I don't think I can run out of health in this one. Oh well. Looks like I'm pretty much toward the end of this part anyway. So I'll just let these ghosts do their thing and get away. Alright, yes, Stargate Clear. Alright, folks, that's gonna do it for part 2, and I will see you all in part 3.